Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. What's swirling around the NFL right now is nothing short of explosive, especially for us Falcons fans. Rumors are flying about a seismic shift in the NFC South, and it involves none other than Dexter Lawrence, the dominant defensive tackle from the New York Giants. If you've been watching the league closely, you know Lawrence's name has been on everyone's lips for a while now, and these latest whispers could actually turn into a game-changer for Atlanta. The buzz is that the Giants might be willing to part ways with Lawrence, and the Falcons are reportedly among the teams showing serious interest. This isn't just a typical trade rumor. It's a potential blockbuster that could reshape how we view our division and our chances in the playoffs. Let's break down what this could mean. The Giants, currently sitting at a 3-11 record, are in full rebuild mode. After a tough season marked by injuries and a struggling defense, they're looking at a future where they need to make some tough decisions. Sources like Diana Rossini have indicated that the Giants are feeling the squeeze financially, with roughly $22 million over the cap, which is forcing them to shed some talent. And Dexter Lawrence, who's been a cornerstone of their defensive line, is seen as a prime candidate to be moved. It's not just about cap space, though. The Giants are also looking to rebuild around their young quarterbacks and draft picks, and parting with a player of Lawrence's caliber makes sense if they're looking for picks to bolster their future. On the other side, the Falcons are in a very interesting spot. They're fighting for a playoff spot at 5-9, but their run defense has been a bit vulnerable, especially after the scare with London's knee injury. The interior of the line could definitely use some reinforcements, and adding a player like Lawrence would be a huge boost. This guy isn't just a good player, he's a game changer. Since 2019, he's racked up 42 sacks, 412 tackles, and 132 QB hits, making him one of the most disruptive forces in the league. His ability to anchor the line, stuff runs, and penetrate the backfield is elite. Last year, in 14 games, he put up 5 sacks, 98 tackles, and 78 pressures with a run grade of 89. 4 by PFF. That's the kind of production you want in your trenches, especially if you're trying to contain teams like the Panthers and their workhorse, Hubbard, who's been racking up over 100 yards rushing this season. Now imagine what adding Lawrence would do to our defense. It's not just about one player, it's about elevating the entire line. His presence would create a wall against the run, reducing yards per carry significantly. Think from around 5-0 down to about 3-8 per PFF. That's a massive improvement. Plus, his ability to generate pressures and penetrate the line would free up players like Bates to focus more on coverage, potentially increasing our interception numbers and overall turnovers. The Falcons' run defense has been a concern, especially with some missed assignments and struggles against power running games. Bringing in Lawrence could turn that around, making our defense a nightmare for opponents trying to establish the run. But why would the Giants be willing to part with him? Well, as I mentioned, their roster is in flux. They're looking to rebuild, and with a record like 3-11, they're prioritizing draft picks and cap space. They've got Thibodeaux coming back healthy, and their surplus of defensive linemen means they can afford to let go of a star like Lawrence. The $22 million cap hit is a lot, but in a rebuild, sometimes you have to make tough choices. And for the Giants, shedding salary and picks now could pay dividends down the line, especially if they're targeting a quarterback in the upcoming draft. Now, for the Falcons, this isn't just about adding a star, it's about making a statement. If we land Lawrence, we're not just improving our defense, we're signaling that we're serious about contending now. His impact would be felt immediately. Think about the playoff implications. We're already fighting for a spot, and with Lawrence anchoring our line, our run defense would become a fortress. That's crucial, especially when facing teams like the Buccaneers, who rely heavily on their run game. A player like Lawrence could be the X-factor in key playoff matchups, helping us control the clock and frustrate our opponent's offensive rhythm. And speaking of impact, let's not forget how this would elevate the entire team's confidence and swagger. Our defense has been solid at times, but we've lacked that dominant interior presence, someone who commands double teams, collapses the pocket, and creates chaos in the backfield. Lawrence's presence would do all of that and more. He's a disruptor, a true game wrecker, and bringing him to Atlanta would be akin to what the Eagles experienced after acquiring Fletcher Cox. It's that trench dominance that can carry a team deep into the playoffs. Looking at the bigger picture, the Falcons are at a crossroads. We've got a talented roster, a promising quarterback in Desmond Ridder, and a coaching staff that's eager to make a splash. Adding a player like Lawrence would send a message that we're not just content with being decent, we're chasing greatness. And with the recent odds shifting, our Super Bowl chances have climbed from plus 8,000 to plus 4,000, according to FanDuel. That's a significant uptick, and it reflects the belief that Atlanta is on the cusp of something special if we make the right moves. Stopping the run better, especially against teams like the Saints and their star running back Kamara, would be a game changer. We've seen how dominant defenses can tilt the balance in high-stakes playoff games, and Lawrence could be the key piece to unlock that potential. Now, wrapping it all together, the acquisition of Dexter Lawrence would be a bold move, one that could forge a formidable defensive line in Atlanta. It's a gamble, sure, but the upside is enormous. We'd be adding a player who's proven he can be a force in the league, a leader on the field, and a game winner in critical moments. The Giants might be in mediocrity right now, but for us Falcons fans, this could be the start of a new chapter, one where our trenches dominate, our defense becomes elite, and our Super Bowl dreams get closer to reality. Imagine the roar of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium when Lawrence steps onto our turf, ready to wreak havoc. That's the kind of impact we're talking about, and I, for one, believe we should be all in on making this happen. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So Falcons fans, what do you think? Would you be on board if we pulled off this move? Do you see Lawrence transforming our defense into a true powerhouse? Or do you think it's too risky? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinions matter so much, not just to me, but to our whole Falcons family. We're all in this together, dreaming of that shiny Lombardi trophy, and every move we make gets us closer. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and analysis, so stay tuned for all the latest Atlanta Falcons news. Let's keep the passion alive and let's believe, because this season everything is possible. Go Falcons!